Okay, working on data tables. Here is example 2, actually using some of the same information from example 1. So from example 1, we have someone that is planning to buy their first home, borrow $250,000, and they have some questions about rates up here in the example 1. Example 2, your friend calls back a few days later, asks whether you could figure out monthly payment amounts for several loan term and interest rate combinations. So we're looking at loan term and interest rate combinations. They've noticed that shorter term loans do carry lower interest rates, and so your friend is thinking about obtaining a shorter term loan than 30 years, that is. In addition to the lower payment, they like the idea of paying off the loan sooner. And down here we have the loan and interest rate combinations. All right. Okay, so again, you first need to complete your model. And now in this case, we're looking at what is the sensitivity of the loan payment, which is the output from this little model here. It's a very simple model. What is the sensitivity of the loan payment to the loan term and APR together? All right, so notice we're varying two things and want to see what happens to the monthly payment. And to speed things up a little bit, I've laid out the setup here. So loan payment, depending on the loan terms, that is the years, and the APR. And these match the items up here that we have, that were provided. Alright, so notice we've left a blank intersection cell here between the loan term and the APR. And this is where we want to reference the output in this case being monthly payment. So equal monthly payment, where it's calculated. And again, the calculation of the monthly payment has been set up to or is based on these inputs up here: 250, the 30, the 12 payments per year, and the interest rate. Okay, so now we highlight the area, and I'm just holding down the shift key and using the arrow keys, a little bit better control. Go to run the data table, we go to the data tab. Under data tools, what if analysis, data table. Okay, the input. Alright, so again, Excel's asking how is the data table arranged? What is in a row? Well, in the row is the loan term years, which varies from 10 to 30. We want Excel to place these values up here in E60. The column input, in this case, the rate is for the table is in the column. So asking Excel to put these rates here in E62. And now we'll hit OK, and it'll generate the monthly payments that match up with these. Alright, so there we go. Let's do a little formatting. Again, a quick way to format would be to go to find a cell that's formatted appropriately, hit Format Painter, and just paint back over that. So there we go. Now, so here's our inputs. These are our inputs, the long term and the years. The output is the monthly payments. And in this case, for example, at 15 years and 4.71%, the monthly payment would be $19.39. At 25 years and 4.88%, it would be $14.44. And in this case, really the only items that your friend wants to know are these here, and I'll just highlight them right quick. Use my Format Painter again. I double-clicked on the Format Painter that time. Okay, so these are actually the numbers that your friend would like to see. And to avoid confusion, we'll actually notice I just can't delete these Okay, again, you cannot delete part of a data table. So that we can clean up the output for our friend to look over, let's copy this. I'm going to paste special, actually, and we'll select formulas and number formats. And this is not really part of doing the data table, but something might be interested in. So now, and we'll actually, these are the numbers that we want to keep. Right, and now we can delete these. They're just numbers now, not really a data table. And one final thing I might want to do, this APR here, it's kind of nice to rearrange that a little bit. So I'm going to highlight those cells. I'm going to pull up Control 1 to pull up the Format Cells dialog box, and let's going to merge these cells, and I'm going to change the way that text appears to a 90%. Notice it's going to be up and down now. And I need to change one other thing there actually too. Change the text alignment, center on the horizontal and center on the vertical. And there we go. It looks a little bit better. Alright, so here's our output to give to your friend. The thing to see the monthly payment amounts for various combinations of loan, term, and interest rate. Okay. Alright, that ends example 2. Again, if you would work back through this on your own.